And now to the southern border and a new strategy to deal with another surge in migrants. Border Patrol temporarily closing checkpoints, putting a pause on vehicle entry, even reassigning its social media team in order to have all hands on deck as agents see record numbers of people trying to cross into the U.S. Let's bring in NewsNation's Ali Bradley. She is live for us near the border in Lukeville, Arizona. Ali, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, hey, Nichole, this current surge that we're experiencing down here in Lukeville is causing a lot of issues, a lot of things that are kind of a domino effect here. We're seeing these closed checkpoints. The one in Lukeville here is dramatically reduced. People are waiting there, which they never had to in the past. So we're definitely seeing impacts. And it's because of these massive groups right here. So let's walk down here a little bit. Most of these individuals here, we're seeing about 2,800 people are crossing every day into the Tucson sector. So right now, these individuals mostly are from Senegal. They're from Guinea, they're from Mauritania, and they're also from the Dominican Republic. So most of them are family, 40% are family units. A lot of these individuals tell me that they're here to work. A lot of them are going up to Chicago to meet up with friends. They told me about their journey to get here. We want to let you listen to what one of the migrants from Senegal had to say about what he was doing here and what he was hoping for. Take a listen to what he said. Was your goal to come to the United States, to America? That was the plan?
Yes.
What do you expect now that you're here? Do you expect a job? Do you expect to have help? Do you expect a house? What do you expect?
Asylum.
What?
Asylum.
Asylum.
Yes.
Do you expect the government to help you?
Living.
Living? Do you expect the government to help you with living? So, Nichole, there are a lot of issues out here, and they are taking this all hands on deck posture. And there's the issues down here in the Tucson sector are a lot of different problems. Like there's an injunction down here that makes it so that Border Patrol has to work to get these individuals out of custody very quickly. So all of these people that you see right here, there's about 700 people still waiting here. They are not technically in federal custody yet. They are waiting to get into custody so that they can be processed and transported, because as soon as Border Patrol receives them, the clock kind of starts ticking. Now, Nichole, this injunction was all about the humane conditions, or inhumane conditions, rather, that was put into place in 2020. And so what they have to do is they have to get them out of custody as quickly as possible, because if there are any kinds of violations on that injunction, it could lead to a sweeping injunction across the southern border. So the Tucson sector is unique in that way, where they have a lot of different things that they're facing. And the terrain out here is impossible. They can't get buses out here. And so there are a lot of different things that they're dealing with, but we are seeing the impacts of this current surge directly impacting these American citizens, right? Because we are seeing the port closed there in Eagle Pass on the International Bridge 1. And then we're also seeing the backups here in Lukeville as well. And then they also pulled their social media team, right? So the social media presence is not there. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, what is 2 people from the social media team? How are they going to help? Well, when you grab 2 people from the port, you grab 2 people from the social media team, and you get all hands on deck, and you even put BORTAC down there, you're going to have more of a support system. And that is what they're doing right now. And I should mention the checkpoint at I-19 out there outside of Nogales, as well as the checkpoint here on 85 outside of Lukeville. Those are both closed to traffic as well. So we don't have that last line of defense in place right now, Nichole.
Yeah, Ali Bradley, live there in Lukeville, Arizona, really giving us a good look at exactly what is happening there. Ali, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.